Well, the Brazilian government is to sue BHP and its joint venture partner in the stricken mine project, Vale, for $7 billion. The dam burst earlier this month, unleashed 60 million cubic tonnes of wastewater and sludge. So far, 13 people are dead, hundreds of local people displaced and a major river polluted. The financial and reputational damage has put the squeeze on the big Australian, with BHP already facing calls for a realistic dividend policy in the face of a slowing China and plummeting commodity prices. David Taylor reports.
Residents in the southeastern state of Minas Gerais face an uncertain future, with their river polluted and mining operations shut down. Quay Eloy da Silva owns a bar in Palhaçatu. The building's been covered in mud and is now a write-off.
My heart is closed. We don't believe what has happened because it was our livelihood, my family's livelihood. It's not easy.
This disaster could not have come at a worse time for Australia's biggest miner. The price of its key commodity, iron ore, has come under increasing pressure from a Chinese economic slowdown and a rising US dollar.
With iron ore being where it is and oil, of course, being a key contributor to BHP's earnings, this unfortunately is a pretty impactful and large, disappointment for BHP.
Miners around the world, big and small, are being squeezed, forcing them to become ultra-efficient. But resources analyst David Lennox says there are limits to that.
I think that's why we have said that perhaps that progressive dividend policy will come under some scrutiny in the years to come, when in fact all of those events such as being able to cut costs, lower capital expenditures and increase volumes just can't be done by the company.
BHP is a very difficult investment case at the moment. There are very few catalysts for any possible turnaround in the near term.
BHP's share price tells the story. The stock falling through the $20 mark recently, and it hasn't stopped there. Despite the relatively small contribution of the miner's Brazilian operations, investors are anxious about a potential cost blowout from the mine disaster.
There will be a huge revisit of all the tailing dam operations, both those that it has a direct interest in and those that it has a joint venture interest in.
Vale and BHP Billiton will work together with Samarco to establish a voluntary non-profit fund to support the recovery of the Doce River system. In the meantime, operations at Samarco remain suspended. Emergency services continue to search for the 6 missing people.